Hey friends, welcome back. Today I have a kiln opening, and excuse me, I'm doing it in the kitchen because it's so hot outside. I needed the air conditioning. So let's get to it. I have a whole bunch of fun stuff and I'm pretty pleased with how it all came out. Okay, we're gonna start off with this cutie. I did a little indentation on the inside and it kind of gave that little like grotto, blue grotto look to it. Really pretty. So this bottom is Honey Flux, 2 coats, and this is on Kentucky Mudworks Iceman clay. So we've got Honey Flux, and then I did Amico Celadon Deep Sea, which is this dark blue, with seaweed over the top, and I did 3 good coats of seaweed to get that really neat look. Very, very pretty. And the inside, what did I do on the inside? I believe the inside was Norse blue. I've got a dipping glaze in Norse blue. The little starfish is amaryllis. And this little rock was, ooh, I'll have to put it up on the screen because I forget. And I believe this is Satin Matte Aqua. So cute! I love it. I forgot. Let me show you guys. We have a cone 5, cone 6. So almost a cone 6, which is perfect for my clay. Okay, I did 3 of these little indentation mugs with a little hook in there, a little loop, and I'm going to hang a cute little charm in there. Actually, let me go grab it real quick. So I got these really cute shell flowers. They're really pretty. They're iridescent. And I'm going to hang them. Hopefully they fit right in there. Really, really cute. That one, and then this one. Yeah, I think that should turn out well. So for this one, this is Honey Flux, 2 coats on the top, River Birch, 1 coat, and then I did Antique Jade by Laguna. Gabriel, can you be quiet, sweetie? So this is Antique Jade by Laguna on the bottom. That came out really, really nice. And then just Honey Flux on the inside. Very pretty. Okay, so this one is Spectrum Glazes, the floating glazes, and this is Curry, 2 coats on the bottom, and then Bougainvillea in the middle section right here overlapping the Curry, and then Reactive Red on top. And I did 2 coats of each. Really, really pretty. Ooh, look at that. And I just did my liner glaze, which is Coyote White Gloss Liner. And it really reacts well with all of the other glazes. I kind of go over the edge with them, and it blends in nicely. Really pretty. I think that'll look cute. Okay, this was a fun hand-built mug. And so this one, I dipped the outside layer in Laguna Forest Green, and then I wiped it back, the whole thing, so that it was like raw clay showing. And then I dipped the whole thing the next day after it dried out in Clayscapes Jess's Chun. And that's what it is on the inside. And then when that dried, I did a rim dip in Clayscape's cream. And you can kind of see what the cream did. It kind of melted along the rim. It's really pretty. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Even the inside. Very pretty. Okay, here's another one of Jess's Chun Blue. Really pretty. I did a rim dip with cream along the top. You can't really see it very well. I may add more and refire it, but I don't know, it's still kind of nice. And for this shell, I just did different color underglazes. There was some Spectrum Hot Pink underglaze. There's some Speedball Amethyst is the purple that you're seeing. And then I just did a clear over the top. Pretty. Very nice. This one, I had some fun carving. And then I did some underglaze work in the carved areas, wiped it back. I did, the inside is Norse Blue by dipping, and then I did a rim dip of Clayscape's cream. And we had a little problem right here, so I'm gonna have to put a dab of glaze and refire. But that's really pretty. Very pretty. Okay, I've got these cuties right here. Used different underglaze transfers, and I actually carved in right here and then used underglaze, wiped it back to get the water. And then I did Norse Blue on the inside, again with Clayscape's cream. Kind of gives a really neat look, doesn't it? Very like oceany, watery, very pretty. And the same with this guy. So cute. Okay, I had some fun with my Spectrum floating glazes. This one is a little different. Really sweet. So this is Spectrum Curry on the bottom. And then I did Spectrum Papaya right here. And then I did Floating Turquoise up at the top. And then I did a dip of the Clayscape's cream. And the inside is Honey Flux. It's really pretty. Look at that handle. Very pretty. And these are pretty cool. These are inspired by Kim Unseth from Unseth Pottery, and they always come out really nice. So we've got Spectrum's floating glazes, all of them, curry, papaya, bougainvillea, shallot, floating turquoise, and curry. Not curry, cactus. And then I use my white liner glaze on the inside. Look at that. That's so cool. I love it. Really pretty. Okay, on these, I've got some fun kind of beachy ocean wave mugs. Each one is just a little bit different. This one has a little shell on the bottom here. So this is Mako Speckled Buff Engobe on the bottom. Can you guys see? There's like these little specks are a little glittery. They're really very pretty. It catches the light. So this is Mako Norse Blue dipped to about here. And then I do a thick line along the water's edge of Celadon Bloom. And then you can use snow. I had Mako's Cottontail in a little squeezy bottle. So I just do kind of a line along the edge and then just random. And then I put a little light flux over the top. And I did a little light flux along the rim here. This is Mako Amaryllis. And this is Amico Celadons. I believe I did Snapdragon and Cherry Blossom on that little shell. Really cute. I love those guys. Sorry. Okay. Okay, next. This is, what is this? Okay, so this was Mako, sorry, not Mako. This is Georgie's Sand and Surf in interactive pigment wiped back. And then I did 3 coats of Celadon Bloom and then light flux along the rim. I love what light flux does on Celadon Bloom. It just like gives these like ribbons coming down. Very, very pretty. Look at that. Really, really pretty. Okay, this one, I wasn't really happy with how it came out. This is Laguna Forest Green, and this was poured over the top. I mean, it shows the texture okay, but And I did a dip of Clayscapes cream over the rim. The inside here was Norse Blue. Okay, this one I had a really good time carving. I did the wax Mishima technique, but unfortunately my underglaze turned a little dark. I must have zinc in my clear that I didn't know about. But it's still kind of nice. And then the inside here is Mako. Oh, I'm gonna have to put it up on the screen because I forget. I think it's Coral Sands. Yeah, Mako Coral Sands. I had a good time carving these. It was pretty fun. Okay, this one I got fancy with the handle. This was kind of a fun thing to mess around with. This is a hand-built mug. I did a fancy bottom also. And this is Georgie's Interactive Pigment in Sand and Surf. And then I dipped it in my Laguna Clear Bright dipping glaze. It's a clear. And then I did the inside here is Jess's Chun. and then a little rim dip of cream. You can kind of see right there what it does. Pretty. Okay. I did a Monstera trivet tray, or not really a trivet, it's more of a decorative piece to go on a countertop or even to hang. And this is Spectrum Holly Green with Spectrum Textured Kiwi. Really, really pretty. You see what it does? Very, very pretty. And on the back, it's got some kiln wash, but this is the Mako Black Engobe. And I just laid it flat on my kiln shelf. Really, really pretty. So while I had that out, I went ahead and used the green, the holly green, and the textured kiwi on top of this mug. Then I put 3 coats of Amico honey flux. And look what I did. This is a different clay than this. This is Dark Star by Kentucky Mud Works, and this is Iceman. I didn't realize that it was a different clay on my handle. Whoopsies. That's okay. And I've got a Christmas decal that I'd like to put right there. It's really pretty. Very happy with that. Okay, talking about Christmas, look at this little cute Christmas tree. Oh my goodness, it came out so cute. This is just a variety of underglazes. I tried to stick with the pink, purple, and turquoise look. And when it was done, I was a little nervous that it was going to be too bright. And so I dipped it in my Coyote my Coyote white gloss liner, which is a little translucent, and it showed the colors through. I'm just thrilled with that. Look how cute. So adorable. Okay, I did these 2 hand-built mugs, and I'm gonna have to put them up on the screen, the glazes, because I forget off the top of my head, and of course I didn't write them down. And there's this one. I think this is Lapis Satin by Coyote. I still haven't found a glaze that I absolutely love with this texture. And the inside of this one is, it's a stroke and coat, speckled. I'll put it up on the screen. Okay, next, these were, someone from my last market contacted me and asked if I could make another one of the mugs that she had bought. So I went ahead and did that. This is in Kentucky Mud Works Dark Star Clay. And I have a textured roller down here of mountains. This one I used a little bit of manganese wash and wiped back, and then I did a little bit of snow and then wiped that back also so that it wasn't solid. And the top here is Amico Deep Sea with Mako Blue Hydrangea over the top. The inside, I had run out of the deep sea, so the inside is Spectrum Cobalt, which is actually very, very close to the deep sea. I mean, it's really close. And both of them work really well with the blue hydrangea. So I will take some photos and send those to her and see which one she wants. Okay, these, I had fun making these. I had actually made them before I went to my North Carolina trip, but I couldn't get them glazed in time. So cute. The stamp is from De La Design and Gifts. And so I stamped that in, and then I used Obsidian from Amico and then wiped it back. And then this is Glacier. I wanted like a little blue to make it look like glass. And then I used Snapdragon on his little bow tie. It's cute. And then I used mixing clear over the top. It is a little bit milky looking. I'm not thrilled with how it came out a little bit more rustic than I wanted. You can see a little bit of the wipe back, but it's okay. And this is Winterwood by Mako. Really, really nice glaze, and then I used light flux on the rim. So I've got these little guys, and then these guys with the glasses and the bow ties. Each one's just a little bit different. Cute. So I was having fun on the wheel, throwing these little spoon rests and then adding texture and then finishing them off on the wheel, which was really pretty fun. So this, my little Dachshund roller, is Mako Stone Denim. It came out really cute. Okay, this one right here, I used Georgie's Interactive Pigment Indigo with a zinc-free clear over the top, and then I did Celadon Bloom along the edge with light flux. Really pretty, very shiny. Okay, this one is Opulence Cherry Blossom. 2 coats in the middle, and then I used Opulence Eggshell along the side, the rim. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Little goober. That eggshell is really pretty. Very pretty. Okay. There we go. All right. This is Georgie's Interactive Pigment Winter Storm. And now with the interactive pigments, I've been meaning to do a video on them. You need to water them down by at least half. So what I do is I put a little drop in a dish, water it down, and then that's what I use. So this is actually probably less than 50% concentration. It's really, really watered down. And then you have to add a food safe glaze over the top of it also to make it food safe. So this is Winter Storm, watered down. And then I used the Eggshell Wash by Georgie's. And that's what gives this like really neat texture. It doesn't feel dry at all. It feels very like satiny. And then I have Amaryllis on the starfish. This is also Winter Storm, wiped back I didn't wipe it back completely, as you can see, because I kind of wanted that like wintry look. And then the eggshell wash over the top. I'm not really happy that you can see the wipe back marks, but it's still cute. Let's see. This one is Georgie's Autumn Foliage with eggshell wash over the top. That's cool. And these are just underglazes with the eggshell wash over the top. And let me look this one up. Oh, okay. So this is Georgie's Interactive Pigment Wormwood wiped back, and then the eggshell wash over the top, and then Albany Slip Brown along the rim. And I did like a little dab just so that it would be have a little drop in there. That's cool. Okay, and last but not least, I made a fun baker for my husband's aunt. So this is Laguna 90 clay. It's heavily grogged. And I used Amico snow on the top. And this is hand built. Little casserole dish. It can go in the oven. I'm going to test it out a bit before I give it to her. I'm not sure I made it thick enough. That's my only concern. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's pretty heavy. And it's nice and even. So yeah. Really, really cute. I just left the handles and this bare clay. Really cute. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And it's going to be a while. I'm heading off onto our national parks trip out west. So it's going to be a bit till I get back home and make some more stuff. So I'll miss you guys. But all right. See you next time. Bye.